Alright, what's going on, guys? Quick trade recap for you today. So we actually took a trade last night on the live account in my PAs. So I didn't take a trade on my live or PAs this morning because I'm a one trade a day guy. So I did some eval trades in the free live stream. Traded for free, or streamed for free today. So let's first go over the first trade last night. So I had a feeling that today was going to be very choppy and manipulative based on sorry, based on the 1,200 point dump that we had the day before. I was like, all right, I think that volume will definitely carry into Asia's session, but I don't think we're going to be that volatile the next day. So what did I see right when Asia's session happened? Well, right when Asia's session happened, we swept a daily low on NQ and got an immediate reaction. So we were getting a bullish reaction, but we had put in a huge 4 hour gap off the that dump from the day prior, that crazy dump. So we put in that 4 hour gap, which is this blue box here. And what we did is we came up, we swept out this internal low, and on this aggressive push up off the daily candle sweep, we opened up a 5 minute unfilled for value gap, which is one of my favorite things to target, unmitigated gaps, because price is always going to want to come back to those gaps and fill the orders in them. So we hit this blue box, which is that higher time frame for value gap, and we place an SMT with this high. So now that's two signs on the higher time frames that are giving a sign of a bearish reversal, as well as this internal sweep. Then we had the 5 minute as our target, and we have, I believe this was a 1 minute inverse, 30-second inverse, sorry, 1 hour gap tap, internal SMT. So it was a 1 hour, not a 4 hour, my bad. 1 hour gap, SMT, swept out these highs, and an unfilled 5 with a 30-second with a great momentum close. As you can see, very strong body close. So that was the reason for the first trade. Now let's get into the New York AM trade. So coming into today, I noticed that we were still pushing, as you could see, off of that daily low, which we actually put an SMT in. So I was like, all right, we're probably going to be a little bullish today, but let's see what happens, right? So at open, I knew we had 9:45 news, so I was immediately not trading until after that came out. We had this 30-minute respect here. This 30-minute got respected, and these longs ended up playing out to these highs really well. I believe this was right after news. News, as you could see, made this top wick and then manipulated into this 30-minute. Got us an internal sweep. The reason I didn't take this trade is because I wanted to see an SMT on the 15-minute. As you can see, we had this really obvious 15-minute. And I wanted to see us make an SMT, but we didn't. We just swept it, and I wasn't confident enough in this 30-minute to produce a very obvious setup, especially with how much we had just dropped the day before. So because there was no SMT, I didn't take the trade. Ended up playing out really well. Then you flip to the 15. We moved up, and we ended up putting in this bearish SMT. As you can see, we took out the 8:15 a.m. high on NQ. And then on ES, we did not take out this 8:15 high. So what happens then? I know at 10 a.m. every single day there is something called the power of 3. So what is the power of 3? The power of 3 is accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. So at 10 a.m. every single time, the 4 hour and the 1 hour candle are going to open up, which brings volatility and it brings manipulation. So I wanted to see what our 10 a.m. candle would do, because if you go on the 4 hour chart, every single candle on the 4 hour chart has what? A top wick and a bottom wick. It's very rare that we make a candle that doesn't have a top wick like this one. Like it obviously happens, but if you're in a volatile session like New York AM, there's basically a 0% chance we don't make a wick on both sides. So what happens at 10 a.m.? We have this bearish SMT, so I'm leaning bearish. And we have this obvious low right here. So I'm looking for a setup to get me bearish confirmation to go to the downside. So what happens, right? At 10 a.m., we wick up into this 1 minute gap and beautifully respect it. And then we also sweep this internal liquidity while holding this bearish SMT. This respect and immediate reaction got us this 15-second inverse. It was so fast we didn't even open a 30-second. So this immediate V-shape, 15-second inverse, I got in a little late because it happened so fast. But the thing with 10 a.m. is we're always going to, like I said, make a top wick and a bottom wick. And what did we do at 10 a.m.? There was no bottom wick. It was only a top wick, which immediately made me think, well, now we got to put in that bottom wick, so we got to make a move down. And what did we do? We respect a bearish PD array while having a bearish SMT above. We get the 15-second inverse with great displacement, great reaction. You remember you want that V shape. Well, tell me what shape this is. Amazing. Beautiful momentum, great reaction. 1 minute gap getting respected, 15-second inverse. And we have this very obvious low-hanging fruit. And what happens after we hit it? I believe we put in an SMT, and look what happens. We reverse back up. So an amazing exit, amazing target, amazing read of momentum and price, and of course that 10 amp power of 3 just doing its thing for us. So really, really good analysis today. Caught this for free. All my evals made about, I don't know, whatever, like $2,000 or some shit. I don't know. But I'm done for the weekend, for the week. I think I made about 15K this week, which is one of my better weeks in a very long time, actually. So yeah, really happy with how this week went. Really happy with my analysis today. You know, I have a mechanical model, but with my time in the markets now, you have to then become so adjusted and so used to that you kind of master when and where to use it, and it becomes more of a discretionary model. So for me, you know, the model I teach and the model that I take, you guys should be using it very, very strictly until you get so used to it and its execution and how the market moves with it that you can then start using your own discretion at your trades like I did today. Very, very quick trade. I think I was in this trade for no more than like 2 minutes. I don't even remember. Let me see. 1, 2, how many bars is this? So 10 bars each 15 seconds. So that's about 2.5 minutes. So yeah. So very quick and easy. Done for the day at 10:02 or some shit like that, I think. Yeah, it was 10:02. And there's the recap for you guys. If you have any questions, go in the Discord and ask in either general chat or questions, and I'll get to you as soon as possible. There's a trade recap. Done for the week. Have a good weekend.